well, the switch up in the veto has certainly allowed huat a good path into potentially stealing away the series 2-0. In case you missed it, welcome back. This is the ROG Masters APAC Finals 2021, and yeah, we've already concluded map number 1. In case you're wondering what just happened, well, take you the picture. huat taking away the map in relatively easy fashion, 16 to 4 on the map pick of random5, forcing them into the pick of Dasu after deciding to ban Mirage and the veto. Not a ban that you would likely ever see coming out from huat, but the one time we do it is when it works best. Now going on to the old map pick of Inferno, they will be starting on that T side. So random5, a chance, no, in fact it's huat to start on that CT side given the fact that they won the 9th round. So random5, they're up against it at the moment. But I guess you can take a look at this, Trevor, and say that, they've got nothing to lose, right? random5, you've got no pressure now. Just go out and perform.
Yep, go on and perform. Try to hit your shot. Formless, he was the man in form for the side of random5. We'll see whether he can carry that momentum into this round. So 1 smoke and 2 flashes purchased by him. And looks like they're just going to try and address his middle. But looks like Naf is pushing down mid. He gets 2. He looks like a dead man, but he stays alive a little bit longer. So a 2-for-2 trade towards mid. And looks like they want to progress towards this B side. Formless even getting tagged by his teammate, but they managed to get the kill. So they're going towards this B side, and the 2 remaining members of huat is towards this side. So they throw in the smoke and just pull for the rotation. They should have a clear and open A side. It is up to Bobosaur and Splashkey, the 2 old guards of this huat side, to come in for the retake.
Yeah. Well, Dreamy here cutting off the rotate. That's going to be Splashkey left all alone in the 1 versus 3. 2 players have been softened up, but still it's going to be a big task. And I think that's a little bit of an understatement, right? He's got so many angles to clear, no kit to play with as well. I think he might be better off saving, but as they like to say, Singaporeans who don't save, and Dreamy takes him down. Headshot, 1 bullet's all he needs, and random5 able to pick up another pistol. But this time they need to be able to find more rounds off the back of it, right? Not just, converting against the anti-ego, but that is the first hurdle they have to get past, because Nav with the scout, I have to say, it's a scary, scary prospect. But landing the P90 as well, perhaps suggesting the fastest round coming out from random5.
Yep, huat they're not going to back in. They're not going to give up the second round for free. They bought into 3 diggles, the scout, 3 smokes. Splashkey is just playing with that stock USP because he wants to save up to bring up the AWP as soon as possible. That nade will soften up spills a little bit and will make them push back. Not like this, random5 not pushing 1 by 1 as Moxie. He will get the drop. He will get a free upgrade to a P90. That gun is so good in holding those close quarter. And we'll see as random5, they slow it down.
They try to find the gap. They know that Nav likes to opt towards this lane position, so they try to isolate the duel onto him. But Moxie was providing covering fire from the Hayvilles. Flash on Boiler means that bracket control will be established for random5. Where do they decide to head off the back of this? It will be towards the archers, perhaps. Flashing through the smoke, maybe. Dreamy. Looks intent.
Yeah, but look at the damage done on the side of random5. 2 of their players are sub 50 HP. DZ is only on 69 as well. So these diggers can really come in clutch. Look at that. Moxie, he could get a free 2 kills over here. It is a 2v3 situation, but Formless is coming up. What?
On for the ace. On for the ace. It's Moxie with all 5 kills.
Yeah,
my oh my.
Lenny, do not give your P90 to Moxie as he mows down the entire squad, and huat they pick up the anti-force buy.
Yeah, that all started, as we mentioned, right? The P90 from Lenny trying to catch his opponents off guard, but ends up dying without the trade, and then handing over the P90, to which Moxie says thank you very much. Ace for the man in round number 2. As now the code word has come up on screen. Remember, it's all part of the giveaway. At the moment, what's the bigger giveaway at the moment is the fact that random5, they're letting it slip from their hands. Pressure now that banana, but Bobosaur find the kills. And Nav now back into its middle, going for the last remaining kill onto Formless. And yeah, I don't want to call this prematurely, but if random5 don't manage to get the tilt out of the way, huat I think They don't just smell blood in the water, they know they've got their prey trapped in a cage.
Yes, pretty trapped indeed, as this is the map pick of one side. They are on the favorite side of the counter-terrorist side, and this map is so easy to lock down if you have the utilities. Look on the left hand of the screen, they have smokes for days, they have the incendiaries, they have the nade grenades, and once again, banana control is going to be the name of the game. The nades thrown in. Lenny is just down to 25 hit points as Nash will spot out Formless towards Spoiler and take him down with relatively ease.
There is a player up close and personal with Banana though, so Spills might just get caught off guard, right? He doesn't expect Mias to be so close, but the caveat to all this is the fact that he only has a Glock. Meanwhile, Nav is doing damage in the apartments. The blood trail that follows, and Nav is hungry for frag. He wants to get the kill, and boy will he gets the tase. So Mias managing to Zeus Spills. That's gonna be a semi-victory. He won the battle, but overall, huat still win the round and potentially the war, given that this is the map pick. random5 though able to get out the AKs for the first time. No AWP, but that's okay, right? Inferno, it's fine to work without AWP. In fact, sometimes it's even better. But let's see, random5 have got anything to show for their efforts. A bunch of flashes, only a single Molotov, with 3 smokes to go along with it as well. Meanwhile, on the side of huat, 5 rifles across the board in response.
Have the full utilities. Banana control is the name of the game. Bobo saw here picks out. He dropped Formless and Lenny. There you go. The C4 drop in their arms. This looking like round done and dusted.
My
That
God.
double team by Spills. It is just massacre towards that B side, and Splashkey will come in, finish off the last kill. That was so fast.
Yeah. Just huat coming in with the sledgehammer and just whoop, swinging it and clubbing random5 out of the round. The 2 players at Banana, no, I don't think they even had the chance to fire bullets back in response, right? Just caught full blind by the flash from Splashkey. And because of that, random5, they had a gun round, but now immediately they're back down to the pistols. Just a single flash on Mias. I think they should call a timeout at this point, right? You've got 2 minutes to talk through everything and just discuss how you want to approach this B side, because otherwise you're just going to be just mowed down, just taken out by the members of huat.
Yep, Splashkey playing a little bit of DM towards mid, which will finally return that favor, but HP is not looking good as Nav this time. He is taking the charge with a triple headshot down towards middle. There you go, 5-1. random5, they need something. And Dizzy will bring up the AWP in the second gun round. But can he make it work? Can they get the space? Can Dizzy open up the map for random5? As he will go up against Splashkey, who will be yielding one himself.
Yeah, a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Dreamy as well, picking up his second AWP.
Oh, double up on T side Inferno. We don't see this every day, but we'll see whether they can make it work. A nade toss in towards second mid will take on Formless to about 86 hit points, so it is not too much damage yet. As an early smoke, a premature smoke has been dropped towards short, but this is because they are playing a 2-man setup towards that A site.
Yeah, but what it has done is it has forced out Moxie's bulk of utility, right? Just a flash left to work with for the man himself. As random5, they themselves have got quite little to work with for the remaining of round number 7. Full kit of utility on Dreamy, but that's about it, right? Lenny with the second smoke. But, you know, if you need an execute, those are the 2 smokes that you need. So they can't afford to use any more smokes for map control. And with Splashkey clearing out long and with Nav pushing back into the apartments, the round is going to be undone. Dizzy finds Splashkey. Ooh, Mias holding for the push, and random5 catching huat on their advances. Bulbasaur though the next move with the off angle out into the middle. Will spot the play in T-stairs. They do find a couple of kills back in their favor, but do manage to secure their way onto the A side. And yeah, Lenny on the flank. In fact, it's Dreamy pick up the remaining piece. That's going to be Bulbasaur, bringing over the 2 orbs into the next round. Let's see if random5 are able to find consistent success, because that round, huat, I think they thought that, you know, random5 would have been perhaps just chilling in spawn, waiting and just creeping out towards B later on, right? Because remember, they had a very early smoke towards Arch, which forced Moxie all the way back towards the site, but there was no information off the back of it. What side? They get a little bit jittery, get a little bit inquisitive, and as they say, curiosity kills the cat.
Yep, a little bit too aggressive, and random5 punish that. Well, what I made the same mistake again. We'll see. This time, random5 has been granted banana control. They have 3 members towards banana. They have control of top banana. They have the utilities. Would they want to execute behind the back, or would they just bait out utilities? It's still early through the round. Dreamy is playing very aggressive. With that up, will unfortunately miss that timing onto Bobozo, who had an opportunity, as the remaining members are slowly but surely making their way towards mid.
Only Formless out in middle, holding for by the CTs. Oh, actually gets the duel that he was waiting for towards Nav. Should know that there's an AWP at Arch. That's gonna be Splash Key. But he doesn't need to overextend now. All he needs to do is maybe just fire a couple more bullets. He has no utility to sell the fake. Random5 chilling behind the smoke left by the CTs, but this B execute is imminent. So flash for first orange, smoke for construction as well as CT, but Insanity is going to deny the advances yet again, and 5 they're heading back towards A here.
Yep, this is a fake thrown in. Smoke has been tossed down. The rotation has been pulled in. It is just Moxie towards that A side, towards that pit, and he will be under a lot of pressure. Spills, he knows something is not right over here. Can they come in? It is Splash Key. He gets taken down by Lenny, so all down to Moxie towards his pit position. And they come up clutch. Unfortunately, he fall at the first time of asking. Random5, they overwhelm the A side despite the HP dropping so low for DZ and Formless. They get the necessary kills to break the site.
Yeah, that's a brilliant call coming out from Random5. Right, the fact that they make so much noise up banana, they even show the AWP, and the kill on towards Nav, I think that was the key, right? Because from there they knew that Random5 they had the advantage, not just man advantage wise, but also using time in their favor. Despite time going down, they used the fact that hey, at 40 seconds left on the clock, if we were to show and execute, what side they're likely to bite on that and rotate off A, which is exactly what they did. And Random5 preempting the rotate and then making their way up towards long, no contact at all, which is why you could see Splashy was just caught in no man's land. And then Moxie all alone on the site. That was, if he was able to clutch out that round, it would have been big, but too big a responsibility on his shoulders. As Random5, that was a very well played round from them. But I'm curious to see if they can keep up that level of play.
Yep, Huat still managing to sneak out a decent enough buy rifles across the board on the hands of Splash Key. But if they were to drop this round, probably they would have to face an eco because their economy has been reduced on the side of Random5. They have built up some themselves, so they are looking to make this game more competitive. Spills trying to go in for some banana aggression, but that grenade will just push him back.
So now Random5 deciding to be able to take a lot more map control, right? You see brackets and banana have been given up by Huat, and that's not an ideal scenario at all. Normally, if you're going to give up this amount of map control, you want to at least have a man advantage to play with. But they don't. And because of that, they have to use a lot more utility very early on in the round. You can see the B players, Bulbasaur and Spills, not that much to work with, although they do still have 2 incendiaries and a smoke. Random5 heading back in towards the second ladder of the alphabet.
Yep, Huat really managing their utility well. Despite the round being at 45 seconds, they still have 3 smokes to play with and an incendiary, so they still can hold off this push. The most importantly is towards that B side at the moment, as Bobosa still have an incendiary and he will toss it down. So if they were to go, they'll have 20 seconds. They really need to get the kill fast. If it gets a little bit messy over there, they might run out of time.
Fast now, Lenny leading the charges in. The flash is good. Blind spray and CT. And the player towards quad. Lenny, they know where he is now, but Spills is good for 2. Holding his own on the side of third as well. Formless, the late lurk. It's not going to pay too many minutes now. They know where he is and they don't have to overextend. No time remaining on the clock for Random5. And, well, last round, they played time to perfection. This time, time shows why you can't You can't do that all the time, right? There are rounds where you can pull that off, but if you're gonna consistently rely on that, then it can get a little bit hairy, right? Because the lower the time takes, the less angles you can afford to clear systematically. And then random 5, you saw them start panicking on their B side. They just couldn't get the trade onto Spills.
Yep, Spills played that new box position like a champion, getting 3 kills, surviving and delaying random 5 from getting onto the site. Despite Boboso going down towards that city position, for him to just stay alive proved too much for the side of random 5. This time, random 5, their smoke chop banana do not give any vision for Huat as Dreamy is trying to make his op work.
Yeah, now we're speeding up towards this A site. You can see 4 members leading towards the part of the map for random 5. Huat though, again, this is the standard setup that we've come to expect from them. Only thing is they've opted to negate apartments. Moxie and Nef doubling up in lane. The retake towards the top of banana. They'll be able to find one, and that's a lot of information. They see the Molotov coming over as well. They know the second player nearby, but they've opted to keep 3 of their forces on towards this A site. Spashkey might just have a lot on his plate. Smoked off at library, but he's playing in front of it. Boost up for Nav as well. I don't think they're gonna have the time to clear this. Might be just good for 2. Spots out!
Oh.
Spots out the elbow, and that's gonna be the demise. He's unable to get the goal that he wanted. Moxie though, holding his own towards the hay bales, drops the incendiary. They need to chase him down. Drop from the apartments from Mias, and yes, he will find a kill, but Splashkey's arrived on site with the second. And now it's Dreamy all alone in the 1 versus 2.
Oh, he just managed to tag Spills through the box. He still has about 30 seconds. He wants to go in for the B play. He's running towards that side, but Spills is already on the rotate. So Spills will be there just in time. But can he get it done? He has a smoke to actually block off city spawn, but Spills should have the drop as he will just go and swing out. And but somehow Dreamy managed to get the plant. But unfortunately, the round is for the squad of Huat once again.
Yeah, if Dreamy got that kill onto Spills, right, the round would have been very different, because then he would have had a one-on-one with Splashkey. He tagged Spills up on the jump, but unfortunately through the boxes, unable to convert, and because of that, Spills able to rotate over just in time. And Huat another 7-3. Still not over yet for random 5. They're able to get another crack at this. Do have the rifles back out, playing crickets in spawn. Maybe a bit of tic-tac-toe, a bit of fun, but scoreline's not looking too good for them.
Yep, not really looking too good. Lenny is playing towards himself towards this banana position. Gets control of top mid of banana, but if he goes down without a trade, that could be so devastating, as the money for random 5 is down to shambles. Only Dreamy and Maivas is on $150, so there's not a lot to actually buy back. And walking through the smoke, not a good idea. Splashkey is too quick on the trigger.
Yeah, at least they do know that one of the ops was A, right? So they know Spills is all alone on this side, especially after the death of Bobosaur. That's gonna be the B side taken by random 5.
Yep, so despite losing the first 2 kills, they managed to get the trades onto the B side and retaking the B side with an op. It all comes down to this Splashkey with that nice shot, re-aiming that spot, and once again DZ is only good for 1, so it's down to Mavis in this 1-on-2 situation, and he is playing it like a champion. Swings out, gets 2 kills, retrieves the op for Dreamy. Random 5, they strike back.
Yeah, he strikes the perfect timing on the last 2 remaining CTs, right? Expecting him to play passive, but it goes for the counterintuitive plays, picks his timing absolutely spot on. Of course, you can't get that right all the time, but what matters is, at that moment, Mias got the decision right, and because of that, random 5 has been able to break the economy of Huat. So they can get a much better showing now on this T side of Infernal. So crisis kind of averted. The fact that they've been able to string together a couple of rounds and keep the rounds close means that, not like this though.
Do not count out the pistols.
You've done the hard work. You can't afford to fall to just the pistols. Now they're trying to push. Splashkey though will find yet another. Not like this, random 5. Not like this, please.
Yeah, Boboso is playing close to a sandbag, managed to dodge out. He's even going in for more. Unfortunately, Dreamy is there to punish. Splashkey is the next player to rotate in. Does he push the smoke? Yes, he does, but Lenny is waiting for that pick to come. So they managed to stabilize only Moxie in this 1-on-3 situation, and he's miles apart towards that A side. Most probably will try and pick up a rifle. Unfortunately, he just picks up the MP5 dropped by Formless, and he is just going to try and save or try and get an exit kill with that weapon.
Yeah, but the MP5 is not going to be too useful as well, right? And huat don't have a lot of loss bonus to fall back on. The fact that I think they've been able to, well, I think loss bonus should be around about $2,400 right now. So Moxie carrying over the MP5 will mean that he is at least able to get up a full set of utility. But not really sure how useful the MP5 is even, right? I don't think a lot of players tend to use it. But well, let's see if Moxie was able to make a P90 work and get an ace out of it, then he might just be just as handy with the MP5. So a couple of sacrifices have to be made, right? Because as we talk about, the loss bonus is not very high. Splash Key, Bulbasaur and Moxie all down to SMGs, and crucially, the Star Orper giving away the big green to his younger counterpart. So responsibility is going to be on Nav now if huat are able to take a round of random5.
Bulbasaur playing to a sandbag, tried to get the drop onto Dreamy, but Spills will come in for that 1-for-1 trade.
Splash Key!
Almost get that triple spray down. So damage has been done, but the B side is lost. It is looking like a doable retake for Moxie and Nav, but we'll see. They have a kit, they have 2 smokes, they have 2 HE grenades. If the grenade gets tossed to the right position, Myverse will be taken down. So 1 towards Banana, 1 towards Emo. So we'll see how does random5 hold this after plant.
Yeah, they will just want to play at Banana, that's going to be Formless. So Mia's low HP, once again, he will have to come up with the goods. Nate is not that great, and he pops ahead of that. Free fire around the corner for Moxie, unable to get Mia's, and once again, another big round from the support. We talked about this in the pre-game. The key battle, not just between Dizzy and Neff, but also between Lenny, Mia's against Spills, right? The more supportive elements for both their respective teams. And so far, Lenny, I don't think he's at the best game, but Mia's is stepping up in his absence. So, yeah, very well indeed.
Yep, looking into round number 14, the second last round. Once again, the buy is not looking too fantastic for the side of huat. A couple of pistols, a scout, as Neff would get a tag onto Dizzy, but not too much. So 3 Deagles, a CZ to play, as Lenny's getting some control towards Banana.
Still trying to go aggressive into this part of the map. We'll be able to get the AK off of Lenny. And they've got Banana control off the back as well. Splash Key, oh no, onto Dizzy, and now it's a man advantage. Oh, Moxie, what was that? Onto Mia's out in middle. The CZ. That's ridiculous, but now 2-on-4. I don't like how close these anti-ecos are, Trevor. I don't like it. Random5, they're giving me a heart attack.
Yes, indeed. And look at the HP of Formless. He's only down to 28 HP, so he's so vulnerable to that Scout, Deagle, or even CZ75. All down to Dreamy whether he can come up clutch. But if they have the right read, if they can take down Spills without losing too much HP or any members, they can still make it doable. But they need to spot out, and Spills is playing a patient game, just waiting for the right time to pop up. And there you go. Boom, he's down, swings out for the second, takes down Dreamy. huat, they still around back.
Oh no. Random5. Well, the win at the half was certainly on the cards for them. Could have tied the score up 7-7, especially with that opening frag, but huat showing us a reminder of their own capabilities as well. They might have, tailed off the gas, fallen off it just a little bit towards the end of this first half, but at least they're gonna come out victorious. And I think it is the T side where huat actually do some of their best work. So, Random5, they're not out of it just yet. Bulbasaur will find yet another opener on the Dreamy, and that's Banana control the Savage. Neff up close and personal with the spray transfer. Both players just running into the M4, Moxie covering fire as well, and that's gonna be, well, 9-6. And huat, despite losing a couple of rounds, you can see they're still very much on form, very much willing to take the heads-up duels.
Yep, should be a 96 unless something about a spectacular 1.5 like they are just pushing him and never take him down. With that wallbang through the door, 9-6, Nat 14-10, Spill 15-8, Splash Key 11-9, Bulbasaur 8-7, Moxie 9-6. Meanwhile, on the side of Random 5, they're all getting kills to their name, but it is still not enough to actually hold Huat side down. So this pistol round will be so essential of the survival of Random 5. Can they get it to their name? As we can see, a Deagle purchased up in the pistol. Is that a Deagle or is that
I think
on
it
Lenny?
might. Yeah, seems like it. And he's got to put it to good use, right? Because Formless has dropped his teammate. Wait, no, I think it's P250
Oh,
being
it looks a
purchased
little
up.
bit
Yeah.
big. Yep. Anyway, so they do not have any smokes. They have a defuse kits and they are playing a 4-5-man setup towards B. Unfortunately, it's not the read. As looks like slowly but surely Kwanzaa is making their way towards A side. And still Random 5, they are not rotating back. What kind of read
Yes.
is this? I do not know. But they're really putting all their eggs into the basket. And it's not really going to work out once the C4 goes down towards A.
You won't expect both players here, but they're just hitting shots. What's that? Moxie leading the troops in. And trade will come in. Dizzy though now in towards Archers. Hasn't had the best game yet, but this will be a big round for him to shine. Do manage to equalize the state of affairs into a 3-on-3. Bulbasaur coming back late up in from middle, and Random 5, they do have a kid on Formless, but need to start making their inroads now.
Yep, a 3-on-3 situation. They're blocked off behind the smoke. Flash has been tossed in. They really need to make their moves. That kill will get the final 2 kills. There you go, one side. 10-6, 6 rounds away from securing a semi-final spot.
Ooh. My oh my, this is not looking good for Random 5. They've lost both pistols now, so if you're Huatzai, you're grasping at the potential opportunity to book yourself a slot in the semi-finals already. Of course, first match of the day, 3 more to come. But the first one, this local derby, hasn't yet to live up to the expectations that we perhaps have, right? Random 5 still starting to get into gear, but you can see minor mistakes being made and just the reads not being on point. Of course, it's difficult, we only know in hindsight, but at the moment, Huatzai, they're reveling in the momentum that they have. Maybe stuttering towards this B side. Are they daring enough to push through the smoke? I don't think so. Think better of it.
It's not a good idea to actually push in, but I don't really get the read of Random 5. I mean, if they want to stack the B side, they could probably just put 4 players there. One guy just tries to do it A side, but they managed to stack 5 and it didn't work out. Formless tried to push the smoke, gets punished over there, and that's an early man advantage. And look out the side, the combat of the Huatzai squad. They're moving towards A and having banana control.
Everywhere.
Will take down Dreamy out of position. There you go, the A side is lost. And they still have Spills holding the 2 players from B back and even taking them down.
Yeah, nice headshot onto Mias as well on B, and well, Random 5, they will take the Eagle. I think next round is going to be pretty interesting, right? Because if you look at the components that they have in the team, actually, they do have a couple of good parts, right? Lenny and Mias, most likely towards the B side, and if you leave Dizzy, Dreamy as well as Formless on A, it should be a pretty decent combination unless they do decide to switch it up. At the moment though, Huatzai should be able to get another pretty clean round, a pretty easy round, all things considered, because they just up against CZ. A couple of Deagles, maybe losing a couple of players, but shouldn't be too much to write home about. I think to be a lot more careful approaching the half-wise as opposed to Random 5.
Spills. Nice entry towards that B side. Never pop out through Boiler, taking down DZ, leaving just Dreamy in this 1-on-4 situation. A scenario that we are left too many times before. He will get that one parting gale, will get an upgrade to a UMP, but that's all she wrote.
Yeah, they're even on the hunt as well, right? Bulbasaur and Moxie, I think they're going to try to get the kills with the SMGs that they have. Bulbasaur gets information, but at the expense of his life. Moxie is holding station, knowing that Spills has got to wrap around, and well, he's certainly leading the charge here. Spills talked about him. Well, he's not. The best part of it is he's not necessarily set up to be a star, right? More often than not, he can be the one going in first. Maybe sometimes on this T side as well, it's Bulbasaur to take more of the entry duels down at Banana, and just having Spills as the player to either trade or even going first when necessary. Tech pause being called. Maybe a couple of lag issues, not too sure. But random5, this is the buy round that they saved up for. Do they decide to get out an AWP? It is possible. Dizzy and Formless, they do have the cash in hand for it, but they will have to do that.
Armor. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
have
really
the glass
think
cannon.
it's a good idea, especially on Inferno. If you want to take that Spix towards that Banana or mid, that is the position that is always pre-needed by the terrorists. So don't really think it's a good idea. So we'll see. Most probably they can get an AUG to help with that aim, or we will see as DZ is already connected to the back, so waiting for the unpause to be called, and Bulbasaur is still rocking that Max 10 in round number 19.
Yeah, he does it a lot, does Bulbasaur on this T side. Perhaps knowing that in the CTs have to make a hard decision, right? Do you want to get head armor and get a bit less utility to fight Banana because Bulbasaur is the Banana player, or do you want to get head armor but then lose out
your
in
needs.
that regard? Yeah.
Can't win all, so looks like the side of random5 they managed to purchase 4 M4s and AUG, but the most important, the key element is missing, a diffuse kit. I mean, they should have actually purchased one. If it goes into an after punch position, Dreamy going aggressive, drops the C4 towards Mexico over there. Unfortunately, Spills is there for the trade.
Fast up towards the brackets, and Bulbasaur as well as Nav will crack open the A site. And now they know they've got a lot of space to take, which is why Nav's on. He's on, and Formless gets caught with his pants down. A side taken, they know Lenny's got to be the B player, right? Plays B on so many maps. And yeah, well, that was the investment coming in from random5.
And it didn't really pay too much to them, looking like Huat is up to 13, 3 rounds away from securing a semi-final spot, and also random5's economy is not there. Lenny could get an exit kill towards Neff, get an AK upgrade, and he's just holding towards Mexico, trying to go in for some engagement as he will get the drop onto Spills. There's still another player there as he will go in for one more, taking on Bulbasaur. It is a 1v1, but without the diffuse kit, he will just walk into the crosshair of Moxie, who's waiting from second mid. There you go, a 7-round lead for Huat, and they are just rocking this quarterfinals.
Random5, you want to give yourself a fair shot at it, but just completely caught unawares by the pace that Huat decided to set. Right, Bulbasaur, we saw the Mac 10, right? Always a sign of potentially a faster round, maybe faster Banana or faster middle, and that round he chose the latter, and it paid off. Now fall towards Banana to start off the round. Hero rifle on Lenny. We do always see the hero AK being purchased up on the T side, right? But not necessarily the hero M4 for the CTs. random5 needing to throw a spanner in the works, but will it work out? Dreamy, the lone player at A, has fallen.
He could almost pick down there, but then once again, Bulbasaur with that Mac 10 taking on Formless towards Sandbag. Look at random5, they do not know where to rotate. Lenny will get the drop onto Nav, but looks like the hit will be towards this B side instead of being tossed down towards second origin. The smoke has been tossed down towards 60 Coffin. They are in Spills waiting for that push from DZ, and it is looking like a 14th round unless my EV and Lenny can come in with this 2-on-4 retake. But looks like they're not really too interested as Spills will take down Lenny through the smoke, and that is a fallback sign for my voice.
Yeah, I'm curious to see why they decided to still stick around for it. Right, you know you need to preserve the weapons, and Mias with the kill will have to fall back no matter what. Maybe afraid of the hunt as well. He would find a second onto Spills, and that's gonna deter the hunting forces from Huat. Moxie though has been unleashed. But Mias is looking out for it. He should win this duel as well. Yeah, so able to carry the AK over to the next round as well as a Molotov, but it's the rounds that matter, right? random5 just a little bit deprived of it.
Yep, and they're just 2 rounds away from being eliminated in this tournament. We'll see. They have enough money. They can even purchase op, even double op setup if they want to. But
Oh,
it's not
PP
really
Bison.
paying too much dividends to them, as they will definitely go for it as Dreamy and Dizzy, the two main culprits for the big green. But we'll see. They are lacking so many nades, especially Dreamy and Lenny. They're playing without any nades at all. So they really need to go aggressive. Take those opening picks and try to get them in your nade.
Yeah, look at Bulbasaur and Neff. Jump up getting spotted. Dreamy will find the open on to Neff. And typing in the chat as well. Trying to get in the minds of opposition. But the scoreline though is not going to be too much of a justification for that. Look at where Bulbasaur is crept up close. Banana is very, very close. And if random5 aren't careful, this could get nasty. Bulbasaur pushing through, perfect flash, and he gets dizzy. There's still a player on side though. Spotted out on top of second oranges, but Formless misses his shots, and Bulbasaur.
Wow.
Oh dear.
There's such a bitter pill to swallow. Formless had that drop. Bulbasaur walked in through that side, even missed that shot. And there, Bulbasaur, he goes in. He will finish them all. 15-9 match and series point for huat and random5 looking like they will be knocked out.
Yeah, Bulbasaur just finding that gap and realizing that he might have the opportunity. And yeah, given that you're up 14-6, given that you have a Mag 10, given that you're down, a man down, why not? Just go for it, just try it. And well, fortune favors the brave. He gets dizzy and then he's able to find a kill on Formless as well. A couple of whiffed shots, so random5 certainly haven't been able to warm up in the server. Now fast down middle, dizzy with the opener versus Flashy. Fails with the trade in return, but they're already behind the huat players. Lenny through the smoke, able to pick up Stills and Bulbasaur. So man advantage, Dizzy is still out in the middle, and wow, Neff waiting for a bit of an overextension. They will push right into his waiting arms. Bomb still yet to be retrieved. Dizzy holding the line with the AWP. Neff will get bested on this duel, but he only had the Mag 10, so one side they were just playing very, very loose. That round is pretty much a write-off, but random5 at least can hold their heads up high if they get at least to double digits.
Yeah, but look at on the right side, look at what weapons are they purchasing into the round. And one player gets dropped out once again. So we're just waiting for Dreamy, I guess, to reconnect. And yep, he is back in. So we're just waiting for them to call the unpause and get into round number 22, where huat they still hold a big 8-round lead.
Yeah, winner of this is going to face the winner of Sigma against Forts, which will be the next match. The next match that we're going to be looking at. Sigma, no strangers in the region, and huat I think they've had their fair share of duels with their potential opponents, and I think they're well on course to make it into the semi-finals of ROG Masters. Random5 up against it, but this is where you say, you know what, we've kind of basically lost. So let's just give it our best shot, right? No pressure once again. Let's just go out and have fun, and Formless certainly having fun with the weapon is purchased.
Yes, indeed. We'll see whether he can make it work. He is the guy who likes to buy the odd weapons, the MP5, sort of. This time, Formless makes it work. A double kill. Why not? If I can't get the win, let me get some clips on Reddit, ladies and gentlemen. That is what Formless is letting us know.
Splashy just deletes Dizzy out of the server with that one tap. So now Formless still within the gap, very much standing on the B side. Neff trying to spam the smoke. Flashes himself in, pushes it. Makes better of it. And Sentry might just give away the gameplay. Yeah, they now know that there should be 2 players on this B side. Do huat opt to commit off the back of this, or they think better of it? Neff trying to catch out Formless, and he's pushing forward. Playing with fire, gets the kill. Neff on the other side. Formless on for the ace. Might just get it, but he's very low on health, needs to stay alive. Moxie trying to hunt down the player on side. His teammates arriving, but Moxie with the elevated position. Holding down the spray, still knows he has a one-on-one now. Moxie against Lenny. this one, knows where Danny is, drops onto the floor, but Molotov unable to flush him out, standing in his flames, and Moxie will be able to clutch things out 2-0 for Huatzai as they take their own map pick of Inferno 16-7. So yeah, decent attempt from random5, but I think I would even dare say that perhaps they played better yesterday. Maybe they just weren't warmed up right, but Huatzai certainly looking good, looking